Stephan Media, thanks for joining me again. We have another story for you. It looks like I found a mistake on the ABC news story, but okay. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, here we go. Let's go and get to it.
All of the responsibilities are on me and I can't get into my property. There's a leak in the property. The water bill is escalating.
This is a story about a squatter. I know y'all heard about those before, right? A squatter. Somebody want to live inside your crib rent free, and it's your job. Let's go.
I can't get in there to see what's going on.
A DC homeowner claiming an Airbnb guest has overstayed their welcome and will not leave. In this story you'll only see on 7 News. We're digging into DC law, finding out there's not much that homeowner can do. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley.
This is a little bit different though. So with the current way we do things, we have Airbnbs now. Okay, so Jeanette, somebody pay you for a month to use your Airbnb, and after the 30 days, they do not want to leave. So let's see what happens.
With the homeowner and tried to speak with the alleged squatter.
The alleged squatter originally got into the home through Airbnb, claiming that her apartment caught fire and it needed time to get repairs. Now that was back in February. Roshane Douglas says she didn't know she was opening her life up to a nightmare when she accepted Shadija Romero's Airbnb reservation almost 10 months.
DC house, city life, free parking renovated, February 25th, March 29th, 32 nights, 2 guests for $2,500. The names are Shadija Romero, and the owner is Shadija Romero. That's this woman right here. Okay, let's get to it.
That reservation ended March 29th after 32 days, and Romero hasn't paid another dime.
Let's see what's being said. Good morning. Where are we on the payment? And the squatter says, well, not squatter. We'll get to that later. Good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. I'm just getting up. I got in late last night. Good afternoon. We still haven't received the payment. Now, the first message was on August 12th, 10:31. Then August 12th, 1:55, a couple hours later. And then the next day at 2:15. And then the same day, 5 hours later, she says, hello, can you let me know what time pretty much you're going to get it? And then a message down here. So it looks like there's been no more responses. Go figure, right?
Living in the home for over a month apparently lets her claim some form of tenant rights, and she refuses to let Roshane enter the property.
Tenant rights.
I never gave her any tenancy. I never gave her a lease.
Roshane tried everything, gave her a 30-day notice to vacate, called police, went to court, and even offered Romero $2,500 to sign a paper admitting she's not a tenant and to get out.
Y'all following that? The owner of the Airbnb property said, look, I'll give you $2,500 if you get out of here, which is what she paid for the first month anyway. Well, for the month anyway. So essentially living there for free. The owner is sick of it, obviously.
Romero signed the document, but didn't budge.
November the 15th came and she told me, this no longer works for me. Do what you have to do. I'm not leaving. I went to the police with my order, and they said there's nothing that they can do, that I need to go to court, which I've done, and I do not have a court date until December the 11th.
Roshane put this sign up on her home so police and neighbors would know Romero was not authorized to be there. A sign Romero covered with a sheet.
I need police assistance.
I was there when police helped Roshane cut it down, while Romero hid inside.
It's shocking to me that you would abuse a system like that.
While all this is going on, Romero's social media shows her living her best life.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So you mean to tell me you living in my crib, you pay me for 1 month, that's it, and months later you on these trips? Like, look at this. This mug is kicking it. Look at this. She is kicking it. She kicking it hard. What would y'all do out there? What would y'all do if y'all caught in the same predicament? What the hell would you do? Do we have any Airbnb owners out there? If so, comment down below and let me know if you've went through this before, if you know, or if you know anybody who's gone through this before.
On trips and promoting her nonprofit. And Roshane is left paying thousands in attorney fees, the mortgage, and utilities for a home she can't even enter.
Man, this makes you hurt somebody. This will make you hurt somebody for real.
To get some answers from Romero, who was clearly inside the home, but she never came to the door. When a person walked out to her car, they didn't want to talk to us either.
Of course not.
Roshane is waiting now for her court date next week, where she's hoping the judge's decision will allow U.S. Marshals to force her unwanted guest out once and for all. For now, reporting from Northeast D.C., Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
7 News has been reporting on reforms to rental housing laws in the district. Back in September, City Council passed the Rental Act. Supporters of the legislation say D.C. landlords lost more than $1 billion in unpaid rent since eviction moratoriums were lifted in 2021. The measure simplifies the eviction process and allowed landlords to remove tenants who violate their leases by not.
Damn. Man, what y'all think about that? No, that's wild. Imagine having a property that you own, you're paying for, you're paying taxes, you're paying mortgage, etc. And you starting your little business, right? You want to Airbnb out some properties and you loan it out and the people don't want to leave. This female did not want to leave. And even furthermore, she's flexing on social media, right? Well, okay. The reason I said I found a mistake in it is so that's actually not called squatting, okay? So there's squatter, hold up. There's squatting and there is tenant, what is it called? There's squatting and there's tenant laws, okay? I'll read the difference because somebody may need this information. So why this is not a squatter case, squatter/averse possession applies to ownership claims, requires many years, often 10 to 20 plus years. Person must openly act as an owner, and the goal is to eventually gain title to the property. None of that applies to this case, okay? What the DC Airbnb, so what this case was about, this is a tenant rights issue, not squatting. So what happened was the guest paid rent. She stayed over 30 days. DC law treats occupants over 30 days as tenants. That's the difference. She paid for 30 days and legally she's a tenant now. So once someone is considered a tenant, now you have rights, meaning, so once someone is a tenant, now they have rights, which means police can't remove them. Owner must go through formal eviction court, even if there's no lease, even if the stay started as an Airbnb. So the guest didn't gain rights by squatting, they gained rights by being classified as a tenant. Ooh. So why people wrongly call this squatting is because the person refuses to leave, the owner is locked out, and it feels illegal and unfair. But legally, squatter is a trespasser. Squatters are trespassers with no permission, okay? And the tenant is someone who entered with permission. This person entered with permission and payment, which is the key difference. So y'all got that? So the side by side is the squatter, I guess, 4 bullet points for squatters is no permission, no rent, years required, and claims ownership, okay? For the tenant rights is permission was given, rent was paid, rights were triggered in 30 days, and no ownership claim. So, woo. So anybody that has an Airbnb out there, I'm pretty sure you know about this, but if you don't, look it up. Maybe you should make it so you don't rent your property out for 30 days. Maybe make it no more than 25 days to be safe. All right. So yeah. If I was to Airbnb properties, that's definitely something I would do. Is only go as much as a week. All right. Just to keep myself safe and etc. All right. So what y'all think about that? About that story? I thought it was kind of funny why I covered it. So have y'all experienced that before? Do we have any real estate owners out there? Do we have any Airbnb owners out there? If so, comment below and let us know of any hassles you may have had in the past regarding real estate and or squatting or tenant rights, apparently. All right. So with that said, I am done for the night, y'all. Have a good time. Have a good night on this Friday night. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will appreciate it. And watch that video and subscribe right there. All right. And we'll be homies. We'll be cool on that road to 100. I got less than 30 left to go. So start subscribing. Subscribe. Your boy putting in work. I'm putting in work. But as of right now, I'm out of here. Salute.